What is up? What is up? What the hell is up, my dark horse friends and family? Welcome back to another power-packed episode. I am your humble host, Tracy Brinkmann, and today we're diving into a topic that can transform the way you approach life and success. I don't care what kind of success it is. It could be your family life. It could be your financial life. It could be your love life. Any of it. Today we're talking about the psychology of habits. We're going to talk about rewiring your mindset for success. Now, in previous episodes, we unraveled the mystery behind the power of compounding, and then we dove deep into the art of incremental change. So today, we're going to be piecing all of that together to unlock the secret power of habits. Now, here's what I want you to do. Shh, get quiet. I want you to picture a soldier embarking on a long trek through rugged mountainous terrain. Now, whether you were a soldier or not, you can still picture this. You've seen enough movies. You could see them. Right? Each step, each is a carefully plotted maneuver, and it's all guided by their training, by their discipline of habits. You see, a soldier's survival and success on any mission hinges on this training, on these habits that are a result of training, and it guides them over the challenges, around the obstacles, and keeps them on the path to the ultimate success of their mission. And just like in life, it leads me to a question. Where are your habits leading you? Are they helping you navigate through your personal mountains and your entrepreneurial terrain? Well, today we're here to equip you with the strategies that you are going to need to harness your inner warrior and let your habits lead you to triumph over life's peaks and those entrepreneurial valleys. All right. Yeah, a little teaser. You like that? All right, my dark horses and parentpreneurs, let's just get stuck right in, right? We're going to start by unraveling the mystery of habit loops. These are the powerhouse behind our everyday actions, yours as well as mine. And simply put, a habit loop is a three-step dance, right? Can you hear the music now? Da 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 da. Right, and this three-step dance is cue, routine, and reward. Imagine this, if you will. You're sitting at your desk and you're just, right? You're just in there, you're working away, and suddenly, off in the distance, maybe at a neighboring person's cubicle, you hear the rustle of a candy wrapper or a bag of chips. That's your cue. Almost instinctively, almost automatically, you reach for the candy in your drawer. That's your routine. You're savoring that sweet delight, just pop it into your mouth. That tastes so good, as a brief escape from your mundane tasks. That's your reward. This seamless sequence is what we call a habit loop. But I can hear the question now. I hear you. How do these patterns lock us into our lives? And how can we break them? Well, the science shows us it's all up in our head. It's in our brain. Our brains are hardwired to conserve energy. They seek efficiency, right? It's like water. It's going to take the path of least resistance. This means when you repeat an action often enough, it moves into your brain on autopilot. Just starts going right through it, right? It's that muscle memory. And this is all courtesy of your basal ganglia. That's a tongue twister for you, right? Which plays a key role in storing habits. Let's bring this home, right? Let me give you a practical example here. Think about your morning coffee routine, or whatever your morning routine is. For me, I wake up, I go through the morning, just hygiene routine, and then I make a fresh cup of coffee. I wake up is my cue. Making that fresh cup of coffee, so yummy, is my routine. And the joy of that jolt of caffeine, and that signals the start of my day, that's my reward. Over time, these actions, they meld into this seamless loop. They just keep going over and over and over again, which is paving the way for your day. And in understanding these loops is going to be your first step to mastering them, to even gaining control of them. It's like understanding anything. When you get a little bit of understanding, a little bit of education on a topic, you start to be able to understand it. This awareness is key to making meaningful shifts in your routine that can lead to the change that you envision, that you desire, that you dream, that you deserve. You ready? Okay, now that we've demystified and kind of waved away a little bit of the fog around habit loops, it's time to talk change. How do we actually modify these behaviors to work for us, Tracy? Well, I'm glad you asked, and I'm glad you're here to hear the answer. Enter the realm of behavioral modification techniques. Oh, I thought there was going to be a more exciting answer to that. Sorry, here we go. These are strategies designed to alter your actions, guiding them from destructive patterns to productive habits. From destructive to productive. Yeah, and the magic lies, again, in understanding and tweaking those very loops that we just talked about, because those are the loops that drive us. At the heart of these changes is something incredible, and that is neuroplasticity. Whew. Hang on with me here. I'm not going to go all super brain geeky on you, but it is this tongue-twisty term that means our brains are remarkably adaptable. Yeah, they can reorganize themselves by forming new connections throughout the entirety of our lives. As long as you have a normal brain, okay, maybe if you have a brain like mine, it's a little abnormal, but you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying out here. This ability, this inherent flexibility is literally the foundation for habit change. When you decide to alter a habit, you're essentially reshaping your brain's pathways. So here's where it starts getting actionable, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, begin by identifying those casual cues that you have. Let's say you find yourself reaching for your phone the moment you start feeling a little bit bored at work. That's your cue. Now, instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media, which, all the social media platforms that you may be listening to this on would love, that's your routine. Let's pivot to an alternative, maybe like standing up or stretching. Maybe you just grab your journal and you jot a quick note of gratitude instead, or something as simple as grabbing a sip of water. You see, by consciously swapping an old routine with a new one that aligns with your goals, that aligns with your dreams, and aligns with your desires, you effectively start rewiring that habit loop. It's not about fighting the urge, but rather rerouting it. Yeah? It's like some martial arts teach you, right? Instead of just stopping the incoming punch or kick, you deflect it. You take that energy and you move it in another direction. Same principle here. Now, here's what I want you to remember. Breaking bad habits, it's not about punishment. It's not about, I'm sorry, I won't do it. No, it's not about punishment. It's about reprogramming. It's about training your brain step by step, choice by choice, inch by inch to steer you towards your vision of success. The power to change lies within these small, tiny little movements, these consistent shifts, one loop at a time. Just think about that for a moment. I just told you that there's a small change that you could start today that would dramatically alter the trajectory of your life over the course of a year, right? And a year kind of just goes by like that all of a sudden. I mean, here we are. At the time I'm recording this, it's November 3rd. It's November already, ladies and gentlemen. Christmas is right around the corner. Whether you celebrate it or not, it's right around the corner. Was it January, like yesterday? Yeah. Okay. Now, seriously, imagine if I told you that there was a small change that you could start today that would dramatically alter the trajectory of your life by November 3rd of next year. Would you like that? Does it sound too good to be true? Yeah, well, I want you to strap in because we're about to dive into the practical magic of habit formation. Now, I don't want you to look at these as just exercises because we're talking about crafting the keystones that could unlock your full potential, right? And I mean this with all the sincerity in my heart. I want you to remember that every skyscraper stands on a solid foundation of small, unyielding platforms, right? And for you, that's small, unyielding actions. And here's what I mean by that. We're going to start with the 2-minute rule. I want you to begin by committing to 2 minutes, whatever it is, right? This little rule, and it could be a 5 minute. You could do, I started this with the 5 minute rule, but for some of you, 5 minutes might be too long. You need the 2 minute rule. Whatever it is, 2 minutes or 5 minutes, pick. You may say, I'm going to go for 3. Fine. I'm going to go for 6. Good. Good on you. If your goal, say, for instance, is fitness, start with 2 minutes of jumping jacks, right? There you go. And if you're really out of shape, just 2 minutes of lifting your feet up off the ground while you're sitting on the couch. There it is. That's a step. You want to craft your speech skills? Well, start by speaking to yourself in front of a mirror for 2 minutes. It might be a little harder to think, right? But it's really easy. You want to create a new outline for your course? Let's do 2 minutes of research or 2 minutes of writing. You're looking to rekindle a relationship? How about 2 minutes of real conversation? Yeah. The power lies in the doing and the consistency, not the enormity of the task. Now, you're going to want to start by tracking your progress. And tracking, my friends, is going to be your compass pointing you true north on this journey. Grab a journal or download a habit tracker to keep these motivational flames burning. You're going to stoke the fire here. I'm all about the physical journal. Oh, mine's not here with me. It's actually upstairs. Oops. But I am all about that physical journal. Some of us might be more into the digital ones. That's cool. Whatever works for you. But you want to start visually seeing your progress. And visually seeing your progress can and will boost your motivation and reinforce this new routine that you're starting. Now, here is what I might think is a unique idea when it comes to journaling on this. You might say, okay, I'm going to journal this like Tracy says. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it a shot. And you're going to put a little note in there at each day of your journal. Try this instead. Instead of making just that little note on that day's journal, dedicate a single page or two to the notations that you are going to start tracking. This way, you can quickly see the impact that you are having on yourself, on your business, on your relationships, on your life. Maybe you're not doing it consistently. Bam, there it is, right there. Look, a blank page, or a sparsely populated page. Or maybe you're killing it. Bam, again, you can see it quickly on this scannable page. I mean, after all, if it's important enough to try, and it's important enough to start creating this new habit, isn't it important enough to take it a few seconds just to write down your progress? Yeah, I think it is too. So go ahead. Ignite the spark. And with every small action that you take, you're not just reshaping your habits, you're literally redefining your future. And as we know, it is the consistent small changes that are the ones that compound into monumental success, as we talked about in episode 483. And if you didn't hear that, go back and check that out right now. Now, let's go into one of my favorite techniques for adopting new habits, and that is habit stacking. Yeah, I love this one. This one is a powerhouse strategy that literally taps into the routines that you are already doing without thinking. Those ones that your basal ganglia has already formed into that pattern. You know, like showering, coughing, showering, making coffee, saying I love you to that special someone, or just petting your dog when they lay their head on your knee. Think about it. The next time your dog comes over and lays their head on your knee, what happens? You just kind of reach over and you start petting them. I do. That's my example. This strategy, let me get back on track here. This strategy is all about tapping into those routines to help new habits fit seamlessly right into the fabric of your life. I want you to think of habit stacking much like the linking of a new train car onto a locomotive. The locomotive is the existing habit. That's the one that powers the new one forward, grabs that new car and starts dragging it along. It might slow down at first, but then it gets back up to speed. Yeah? Okay. So if you have a habit of brewing that fresh morning cup of coffee, like I talked about earlier, you do that every morning. Let's go ahead and you want to pair it with a new 2-minute meditation practice, right? Yeah, that's pretty easy to do. As you're waiting for that new cup of coffee to brew, and that scent starts to hit your nose, take those moments to center your mind and prepare yourself for the day ahead with that 2-minute meditation practice. You've been, I'm going to do it, and you haven't done it for a year. Okay, let's talk about another winning combination. Maybe it's a post-dinner habit. Let's say after dinner, you always brush your teeth. Okay, let's stack onto that habit an evening gratitude journal session. Huh? You have dinner, you go to brush your teeth, and then you sit down or you stand up, whatever it might be. After you're done, your teeth are feeling all nice and shiny and bright, and got that nice minty breath going on. And you write down 3 things from your day that you're grateful for before you go to sleep, or you go to sit down in front of the TV for the rest of the evening, whatever you're going to be spending the rest of the evening doing. You see, the magic of habit stacking lies in the ease and the efficiency of building onto an established sequence rather than starting from scratch. It's about creating a rhythm that becomes a natural part of your routine. It makes it feel far more effortless. So, start looking at the daily rituals that you already have right now. Go ahead, press pause, think about a few of them, and then come back to me. Are you back? You got them? Just pick one. Pinpoint where you can seamlessly attach some new action you've been wanting to add, some new habit you've been wanting to insert to your life. Which one of those daily routines that are already there can you attach? And then watch how habit stacking transforms your day-to-day. All right? Now, this brings us, my friends, to yet another whiskered wisdom moment, where today we're going to look to nature for insights into our daily lives. Today, let's focus on the marvel of small changes and how they stack up to create gigantic shifts over time. Here's what I want you to do. Picture this through the lens of our tiny picnic curious friends. You know what I'm talking about. The ones that always come up usually where you pull out that blanket, and you plop that picnic basket down, you crack it open, and you start seeing those diligent ants. You see, an ant can carry tiny grains of sand one at a time, and let's be honest, it's not an impressive feat at first glance, but through relentless, consistent effort, ka-chunka, these small contributions in aggregate start to create those intricate and ever durable anthills. Yeah, they're a bit of a marvel of engineering, considering the fact they're created from mere grains of sand or dirt, right? And much like the ants, when we introduce these small, intentional habits into our lives, they compound over time, leading to profound transformations. The power of the small is monumental, and much of it rests in the compounding effect. How slight incremental adjustments can snowball into significant achievements, much like we discussed in episode 484 and a little bit in episode 483, the last 2 episodes right before this one. Go check them out. Yeah, and why? And but before you go check them out, let me paint this little story for you. There was an athlete training for a marathon, but due to their busy schedule, they could only add 1 minute to their running time each day. Not much. Initially, this minute seemed pretty insignificant, but over the course of months, adding another minute and another minute and another minute, these small increases resulted in them crossing the marathon finish line stronger than ever before, proving, at least to this runner, that it's the consistency of small changes that fuel major success. Your small actions, my friends, whether it's drinking an extra glass of water a day, reading 5 pages of a book, or voicing gratitude at night, have the power to overhaul your life when compounded over time. Not just done once, but over time. Remember, greatness is often born in the whispers of change. These little nudges, these little umps that steer you towards an extraordinary life that you desire and that you deserve. Okay? All right, my podcast family. Whew. What a journey we've been on today, yeah? Right? I mean, we started by unraveling the secrets behind our habit loops. Then we delved a little bit into the power of behavior modification, and we explored practical steps to forge new habits, all while leveraging a little bit of wisdom from nature. Here's a couple of key takeaways I want to make sure that you remember. Understand and overhaul your habit loops by recognizing the cues and thoughtfully replacing routines with ones that will lead you through the challenges you're going to face, right? If you're not facing them, you're probably not doing anything. And then we've talked about leveraging the power of small, consistent changes that, over time, compound into incredible transformations. Build your successful entrepreneurial anthill one grain of sand at a time. And then embrace the art of habit stacking by effortlessly integrating the new habits into your existing routines. Just make them a natural new thread in the fabric of your life. Now, I challenge each one of you to apply at least one of these techniques into your daily grind today, as soon as you're done listening to this podcast. Heck, before you're done, right now, pick one thing you're going to try and then pick your habit battleground and wage war, my friends, on those old routines, those things that are like chains holding you back. Take them, break those chains, transform your journey, and propel yourself, your family, and your business towards success. Now, before I go, I want to invite you to something a little special. I like to think it's a little special. And if you're ready to take your side hustle to the next level, sign up for the Dark Horse Digital Marketing Newsletter. I mean, after all, it's packed with the latest tips, the latest ideas, and latest strategies to help transform your passion project into your side hustle, and your side hustle into your main gig. So whether you're starting, restarting, kickstarting your entrepreneurial dreams, our newsletter can be your ally. You ready to dive in? Well, go on. Check out the link down below in the notes. Or, hey, I'm just going to tell you what it is. It's darkhorseschooling.com/newsletter. Get your free copy and join a community dedicated to driving real entrepreneurial change. As always, I want to thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you taking the last 25 minutes of your life and sharing it with me. In the meantime, keep challenging yourself. And until next time, keep riding that dark horse of ambition and chase your passion with vigor. Think successfully and take action.